Say hi to my Snapchat.
Yeah. Am I going to stay on there for 7 seconds?
10 seconds.
Oh, man.
Flip the camera. Hold on, let's see.
So is that your preferred, or what's your preferred?
Excuse me, Alex, good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
I need to hire you to do
I know I
mine.
juggle Periscope, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.
And they keep coming up with a new one.
Periscope. You got this Periscope?
I am.
Which one am I supposed to have?
Hold the Periscope.
I have.
What I do, just
Just hold it. Just hold it. Just keep it like that. I got it.
But you have a pretty amazing story.
keep on Fred there.
Y'all be careful, dude. You can't do a turn.
Okay.
Oh, tell you, yeah.
So in another, 10 years, you're going to have a
45 now.
I actually have a friend who, when I met her, she had a 17-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 7-month-old. I'm like, oh, are you crazy?
Take your time, take your time.
Yeah. You're insane.
Mainstream. How does Snapchat work?
45 seconds.
Hold the button till it turn red and then start recording. Silence your hold it.
But then when I'm done, what do I do? And then who do I send it to?
Just do
15 seconds, camera 3.
just click my story and send it.
Let's see.
You missing. Stand by, guys. 4, 3, 2.
At 9:40, we do have a recall alert for you this morning. Before you crack open that bottle of Corona, listen up. Corona is recalling some 12-ounce bottles because there could be small pieces of glass in the beer. The bottles come in cases of 12 or 18. You can find a list of recall product codes on Corona's website. The company says only a very small number of bottles are affected. There are no reports of any injuries.
In Money Matters, lawmakers are looking to crack down on the, quote, ridiculous fees airlines charge for things like checked bags and changing flights. The new Fair Fees Act, introduced this week, would give the feds an ability to ban airlines for charging fees that lawmakers say are unreasonable or disproportionate to the costs incurred.
Well, as many of you know, it's almost prom season, and in some cases, parents can spend more than $1,000 on this teenage rite of passage. Now, according to Visa, last year's price of prom was around $919. Yeah, that's for the dresses, tuxes, limos, tickets, flowers, pictures, and pre and post parties. But it means that prom planning can be a good opportunity to teach high schoolers a lesson about money. Financial experts suggest you sit down with your kids and make a budget, determine what cost teens will cover and what you'll pay, and then make sure they and you stick to it, if that's even possible.
And possible in my house. World-renowned entrepreneur Jay Morrison is in Memphis to help you achieve financial freedom.
Yeah, and as a multimillionaire, he's definitely figured out just how to do it. And he says black dollars can all make the difference. Hey, welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
How can those dollars make the difference?
Well, we have to understand the fundamental principle of economics. And we know that there's a big wealth gap in the black community, especially towards the majority community.
And getting bigger.
And it's getting bigger. The wealth gap has tripled in the last 25 years. And so there's so many stats that support my, not even theory, the facts. And what we have to realize is that as black people, if we're more intentional about spending money with black businesses, then locally owned small businesses, right, or big businesses, it gets those black families, those black businesses richer, wealthier.
So why do you think we're not doing more of that now? We as a community.
First step is education. We as a community don't even know our own stats. The average black person doesn't know that the homeownership gap has been the same from 1976 to 2012. They don't know that the wealth gap between blacks and whites has tripled in the last 25 years. We don't even know that, and all Americans, we don't realize that the typical family wealth of a black household is $6,000, as opposed to a typical family wealth of a white household is $91,000. So there's been this big gap and no repair for black people, and we have to intentionally repair ourselves, especially economically.
But there also has to be education behind that, because if a black family focuses all their dollars on black businesses, but then that black business doesn't save it, doesn't invest it, like you
Or it's
did.
not a good black business, doesn't have good customer service,
Isn't it
or
good
good or quality service, right?
How do we get that piece out there? Because you can have a lot of money, but let it fall through your fingers. Let's look at the prom story. You're going to spend $1,000 on one night. I'm sorry. That's not.
prioritizing money, right?
Yeah, so
So,
how do we get that piece?
yeah, so tonight we're gonna be talking about this at a lecture, The Black Print, in downtown Memphis at the GIF. And what we're gonna be talking about is changing the culture for black people, how we look at money. And I know from growing up poor, right, growing up on welfare, food stamps, and all those, tough, adverse situations, that soon you get some money when you grow poor, you want to go spend it. You want those shoes you never had. You want that suit you never got. You want that car, right? So those prime experiences and the lavish lifestyle, the blowing money fast, the YOLO kind of lifestyle, you only live once, that's embedded in our culture because we're trying to feel that feeling of wealth as opposed to actually obtaining real wealth.
And we have to change that when.
Delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification.
So when
How
the
soon,
kids are
Jay,
up.
do we have to start reaching out, not just to families, but more specifically young people so this won't be a generational thing, so to speak?
Great point. So our organization, Young Minds Can, we target those 12 to 25 because we know, as Frederick Douglass said, it's easier to teach children than to rebuild broken men. Right? So we have a comprehensive approach. And what we believe is that we need to socially and economically empower our people.
Has social media made it harder? Because, you look at Facebook and bam, you get a nice Michael Kors bag.
Right.
You're putting it on there because it makes you look like all of that, when really you know that whatever it costs, $400, $500, I don't buy them.
Right.
Could youngest education, does social media make it harder?
I think quite the contrary. I think it makes it easier for folks like myself and those who are part of our organization to actually promote a positive message, promote how it can be cool to get into business and be an entrepreneur. Even for me being a high school dropout and a 3-time felon, I've been able to enter the real estate industry over the last 10 years, to be really successful.
Wow. Jay, very quickly here, who motivated you as a young person?
Who motivated me? I mean, all the urban figures. I was motivated by Jay-Z and Nicky Barnes and Frank Lucas and all the legendary drug dealers, which is why at 15 I started selling drugs. And for 10 years, that's all I did was sold drugs from 10 to 25.
So what got you on the right path?
Loving my life and waking up at 25 at a block in Newark, New Jersey, still selling drugs and asking myself where I'm going to be when I'm 30. And realizing that God had more meant for me than to just be a drug dealer. And I truly was a hustler, not a drug dealer. See, a hustler can hustle anything, legally or illegally. A drug dealer can only sell drugs.
Got you covered. Jay, we're glad to have you here in Memphis. Put the information on the screen.
Thanks for
Yes,
being a
thank you
hustler.
guys for having me.
Good message.
Yes, Young Minds Can.
All right. It's a treat kids love, but grown-ups, this is just for you.
An ice cream float for adults only. You'll know what